I instead of a particular organization. In the past, you've known me to provide case studies on big corporations such as Domino's Pizza, Starbucks. I think Staples is in there, or Office Depot somewhere in terms of organizational development or market share, loss of, and fledgling stock prices to change an advertising campaign. Today's podcast is on the subject of the industry of search engine optimization and search engine marketing, more specifically. Before computer hardware was so cost efficient, so maybe, I don't know, in the mid-90s I was using a 486 Packard Bell. Hardware was like $1,500 for a desktop computer. We didn't have flat screen monitors available for $200. Hardware was a big deal. And you had a big motherboard and you had cards for everything. You had a sound card, you had a memory card, a video card, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, a modem. People who were in that business would make repairs on a computer the most complicated thing ever. Today it's the same, only it's with digital marketing. They call it integrated marketing. You have a lot of people who sell web services, like search engine marketing services. If you're listening to this, you're a small business. They use these fancy terms, the way hardware repair people used to do, to sound like it's really more complicated than it is. Then a few years later, you know, the technology changes. We have an integrated motherboard, and Dell bangs out computers for a couple $100, and we all call it a day. But in search engine land, that still goes on, and people are milking it as far as they can go. What I like to tell clients, and I hope you'll take away from this podcast, is simple. It might be offline, it might be online marketing. However, we're going to advertise your business. When you go to a company like mine to handle advertising, marketing, communications, instead of reading their website, a lot of them have these big egos because they're creative, and they have these web pages about their process, their work, their portfolio, they. When you come on to my site, or we're having a discussion, you care about you. You're getting on the phone with me to tell me why whoever was doing your advertising and your marketing up to this point has failed and why you're replacing them potentially with me. And you don't really care about my process and what I want to be when I grew up and what my hobbies are and some cutesy dialogue about my background either. When you are hiring a marketing communications agency or an advertiser, you know, an advertising service, look for those things. Their ability to just take notes and listen to you, explain what your problems are, how you've been getting business up to this point. How's the advertising pulling leads? Is it not? More so than our process and our background and our portfolio. We work at these fancy firms from Madison Avenue, blah, 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 blah. Because no one cares that I've ever met at a business who's thinking about hiring me. If they care that much, they'll ask.